here. ATA with Danny and Ray. Okay, let's get started with introductions. My name is Rachael, thus Ray. And who might you be?
And my name is Daniel, also known as Danny. And we are here with you on this show that we've named ATA, All Things Animation, with Danny and Ray. There's lots of A, Ray, Nay sounding A's there that I'm kind of wondering if we shouldn't probably name this ATA with Danny and Ray, eh? Because it's kind of more Canadian.
Oh no, Daniel, stop. Please stop. You're hurting my soul. Although, I do have to correct you on one thing.
What's that?
It's not all things animation. It's all things animated.
Oh, all things animated. It's because we are very animated people.
Well, okay, that is true. But I don't know about you, but when I hear all things animation, I think like, oh, these people are animators. They know all about animation. They're experts.
Sure, that makes sense.
And I just need to clarify, we are not animators in any way, shape, or form.
We probably could have told everyone that we were animators, and no one would have thought anything different, but if we want to be honest, I guess.
Daniel, are you kidding me? The minute we tried talking about anything animation, people would be like, who are these fakers?
Yeah.
So, disclaimer, we aren't animators.
Yeah, no. Just wannabes.
Yeah, seriously. Do you know how awesome that would be? Okay, anyway, Daniel, we're on this podcast together, but how in the world do we know each other?
Yeah, so I grew up knowing Rachael fairly closely. She happened to be in the same premises as I.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't we live in the same house or something?
I bumped into you once or twice, and I could have sworn I've seen you before. I think it's because we were siblings.
Oh my gosh, that's what it was. And you were born, you were naked and bald and screaming.
But not anymore.
Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, I feel like I need to warn you that it's 11 o'clock at night, and I don't know about you, Daniel, but it's been a long time since I have seen this hour of the night.
I've actually seen it quite often recently. I think that's why I am the way I am. But yeah, so Rachel and I grew up. She's my older sister by quite a gap. That's not offensive to you, Rachel. I'm just trying to lay out the truth here.
Why do we need to tell them this?
Because it goes to show that you're the older sister and I'm the baby, and I think that's a powerful dynamic there. I'm the baby of the family, the oppressed one, and you were the responsible sister just trying to get by. Yeah.
Okay, before we lose people, we need to get back on track. So, what exactly is ATA with Danny and Ray, you may be asking? Well, I'm glad you're asking. Let me tell you. Danny and I both have a love for all things animated. I'd say both of us enjoy anime, but for me in particular, I love a good throwback cartoon, Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes, etc. If it's animated, I'm game because it's just my favorite thing ever. And so we thought, we both love animation, anime. Why don't we have a podcast together where we discuss shows that we love, shows that we hate, shows that we've never seen before, and just have fun in the process? So that's what we're doing. So on that note, let's get to know our personal animation history. I have some personal questions here, and we're going to dive right on in. Question number 1, Daniel. What was your first exposure to anime?
I think I started watching anime. Well, it's a twofold question to answer it shortly. I was victim of what is called secondhand anime. It's similar to secondhand smoking, but more lethal and time consuming. And as I was growing up, my older sisters would watch anime, and so I would catch a glimpse of these weird things of weird princesses in the forest decapitating animals. And it turns out it was Princess Mononoke or whatever that one is I've never actually watched. Or Bleach, you know? So, but then, which I thought at that age was like, oh, whatever, it's kind of weird. And then I didn't actually start watching it myself until probably I was like 15. And my friends introduced me to a show that just sent me downhill from there, which was Bleach. 368 episodes of no life. And I watched it all. And so that's kind of where it happened to me. I grew up knowing about it, didn't really commit to watching any of it until I was about 15 or 16. What about you?
For me, I feel like I was exposed in 3 different phases. One was I used to watch these like Disney knockoff movies. I think they were like $1 at Walmart or something. Cinderella, Pocahontas, Snow White. And I'm pretty sure that the animators are from Japan because it definitely had an anime look. Not an anime vibe, but it totally looked like anime. And we watched those all the time. Then, I don't know if you remember this, Daniel, but we had like 3 stations on our TV, on the old antenna TV. One was like PBS Kids, and the other kids station was Channel 49, which had all the edgy kid shows. And sometimes they would play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm pretty sure Mom didn't want us watching it, but sometimes we would turn it on and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway. But, yes. However, I feel like the biggest exposure that I had was I watched Spirited Away as like a 12-year-old, and that seriously creeped me out.
Oh, that was the creepiest movie ever, still is.
I've come to appreciate it now, but at the time it was totally creepy. So, Daniel, I know the answer to this question, but for our audience's sake, where do your interests lie in the anime spectrum? Are you more of a show person, a movie person?
I have always been a series person, but I have a particular taste. My favorite series are ones that will, and granted, one of my favorite series just made a season 2, so it's going longer than my preference. I prefer series that land between 12 to 24 episodes. A lot of the ones that I did watch and enjoy in high school were in that 12 to 24 episode range. And I kind of went through a little bit of a binge stage. And those are the types of shows that you could actually like finish. And maybe that's what it really was for me. It was a show that was actually like you could commit to it and not feel like you had to watch 400 some episodes to get through it. You know, you could experience a story that had enough time for detail, you know, but you didn't have to commit 3 months, you know, of watching tons of episodes. So I actually prefer series, but I don't like long series, because I hate fillers. Unless they're worth something or they're a part of the plot or they add something to the characters, I'm not a fan of fillers.
Yeah, so for me, I tend to gravitate towards anime films. I love it that you can sit down and have this awesome experience, enjoy a good storyline, and do so in one sitting and just be done. It takes a lot for me to actually sit down and finish a series. I really struggle with the commitment. So, you know, if I finish a series, it most likely it was probably pretty good. Shout out to Bakuman. I sat through that series so many times because I was addicted. It was so good. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a movie person than a series person. I'm going to jump back really quick here and dispel a myth, because you may be sitting here right now and thinking, okay, ATA with Danny and Ray, gotcha, all things anime. But you would be wrong. It's all things animated. So we'll actually be reviewing a variety of various forms of animation. For example, we'll be watching anime, possibly some shorts if they come our way. Also, I'm very excited about this tidbit. Every once in a blue moon, we're going to be reviewing random cartoons as well. For example, throwbacks from our childhoods, random shows that I had never heard of until recently. Like, I've been going through the random shows on Tubi TV, and I tell you what, there's some weird ones there, and I am very much looking forward to exposing Daniel to the madness.
Oh boy.
But if you have any suggestions for us, you can actually email us at atawithdannyandray@gmail.com.
Is that our email?
Yeah, and it's the same on Facebook and Instagram too.
That's great. I didn't know we had one.
Yep. So it's going to be quite a variety of things we are reviewing, and I am so excited to do it all. It's going to be very fun.
Absolutely. I am excited about this next question. I think that's really good. Yeah, so what makes this podcast in particular unique? And I would think that would be kind of the worldview that we come from and what makes us unique. And so, Rachel, go ahead and walk us into that.
Well, for starters, I get to do it with my brother, which I think is pretty cool.
Shucks.
For another, I really enjoy watching animation reviews on YouTube, listening to different anime reviews on podcasts, but I'm pretty sure I've never heard reviews like this done from a Christian worldview. And if you don't know, Daniel and I were both Christians. We take the Bible very seriously. We believe in Jesus Christ as our Savior. And so we see the world through that lens, the lens of a biblical worldview. So something I'm really excited about is getting to analyze these shows through that lens. Now, I know some people might hear that and think, oh, so you're going to be watching these shows and judging them and stuff. We will be analyzing them. We will be analyzing them through the lens of what the Bible says. And we understand that there are people with different worldviews. We get that. But we just want to say, hey, here's what's happening in this show. What does the Bible say about it? I really feel like as Christians, it's super important for us to be able to do this with the media that we are taking in, to be able to analyze it and break it down and say, okay, what am I putting into my mind? And does this align with the values that I live my life according to? Did I summarize that okay?
I think so. And I think, too, if I can just jump in there, one of the things that's really exciting is I think in the Christian world, there is a huge misunderstanding in how we are to live. And one of the biggest themes in the Bible is God forming and filling and telling us also to form and fill. And that in doing that, there's this wonderful picture of God's people going forward and using the skills and the things he's given them to create things like art. And in all this, it brings glory to him. I will say, though, just to add on to something, this is not a correction. We're going to be analyzing, but I think we are going to be judging these shows as well, because there is some media out there that I truly, and Rachel also truly believes, is entirely unwholesome for anybody. And I think of the people that have gone out and ruined anime, right, by making wildly inappropriate things. Which I knew you meant that when you said it.
No, it's true. I just feel like as Christians, people just automatically assume that we just hate on things. We just right. Hate on things,
But and maybe what it comes down to is this: I think there is a purpose and intention behind our creativity, and I think some of the truly inappropriate and even the way that anime has gone now with it being wildly pornographic destroys what could be really meaningful, really beautiful art, and so that's just a little side note. We're really big on shows that are going to avoid as much of that as possible, because we really think that art can be far more expressive without having to use those kinds of avenues, I guess you could say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, one of the reasons that I'm drawn to animated stories like anime and 2D, 3D animation is because God is a creator. He revealed his purposes through a story. He is the master storyteller. So it just makes sense to me that we would be drawn to stories and to creating things. So I love stuff like this. I'm a very creative person, and Daniel, I know you are as well. Long story short, I'm very excited to do this podcast with you, Daniel. But I'd say that we've done enough talking. It is time to quiz you. Are you ready, Daniel?
Oh no, I'm not ready.
Here's how this works. I have 2 random lists of different random humans on the internet that came up with their list of what they believe is the top 25 to 30 anime of all time. You, Daniel, have 3 guesses. 3 guesses to see if you can name any of the anime on their lists.
Oh, I can do that.
All right. What is your first guess?
I don't think I can name the number 1 of all time. Oh boy, hold on. I'm gonna ask you this though. Did you Google anime? Did you Google anime movies or anime shows?
From what I can tell, they are both series.
Okay. I got one of them. I got at least one that I know will be at the very top because it was at least a couple years ago, and that's One Piece.
Ding, ding, ding. One Piece was number 30 on my first list.
I've never even seen the first episode. I just knew it was up there. Another one is obviously Naruto. I guess there's a lot of new ones out, though. I got to keep that in mind. I'm trying to think big picture. Is Naruto on there?
Yep. Naruto was number 12 on one of the lists. All right, you have 2 of them so far. One Piece and Naruto. What is your third and final guess?
Trying to think of really big, popular ones. Because I'm big. Here's the problem. I'm not big into the giant popular ones. I watch the ones that no one knows about. I have some off. I know Bleach is probably in there because everybody watches Bleach.
Is this your answer?
I guess it's my answer. I didn't want to say it because I knew it was probably there, but I just didn't want to use Bleach again.
But is it the best?
It's not the best at all.
Is this your final answer?
Oh boy, you're making me insecure now. I gotta think here. Okay, what's another really big one? I was gonna say Attack on Titan because it's one that I love so much, but I don't know if it would make the top 30. No, it's gotta be in the top 30 because it's so popular recently. It's been blowing up everywhere. Attack on Titan. It's gotta be on there.
I'm sorry, Daniel, but you're correct. Nice job. 3 out of 3. I have to say, I have heard nothing but high praise of Attack on Titan. So, I would have guessed that it would be on those lists too.
I will be honest with you, and some are going to be upset about this. It's because I have not actually watched anime in so long. I've been kind of actually away from it and getting back into it somewhat a little bit now that we're doing this. I've actually only seen season 1, but I've heard incredible things about the next 3 seasons. And because I only knew it because season 1 was the only thing that existed for the longest time. And that's when I watched it, when only season 1 was in existence. And boy, it's good. It's good. But I can only speak for season 1.
Yeah, I feel like we need to do a disclaimer here. Daniel and I are not experts in any way. We are casual enjoyers.
Yeah, but that's okay. I don't think there's any shame in that. And I think the ones we do enjoy, though, we do know stuff about.
All right, Daniel. We have introduced ourselves. You passed a quiz with flying colors. Which anime will we be reviewing first?
Hatorubi no Mori.
Oh my gosh, you sounded so good saying that. Do you know what it means in English? Or at least what the English translation of it is?
Don't touch the ghost.
Yes. No. Actually, from what I've seen, it's something along the lines of the forest of the firefly lights.
Huh. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, so come on by in our next episode to hear us review that short film. I'm really excited about it. And if you have any other suggestions for us, comments, questions, etc., you can email us at atawithdannyandray@gmail.com, Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram under that same name. Daniel, do you have any final words of wisdom for us?
I just basically want to give our listeners some confidence that when they jump in to hear about Hotarubi no Mori, that they're not going to get spoiled right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there might be like 2 seconds of not spoilers, and then after that, it's all fair game. But yes, we will give a spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Well, wow. If you're still here, you are a very patient person. That or you're asleep. So I guess it's time to say goodbye. See you guys. Bye.
Peace out.